Here's the hidden truth. 95% of creatives make the same costly mistake every single month. We delay looking at the numbers out of fear, and that single delay chips away at our income. This isn't a small oversight. It's a 5-figure mistake that leaves $10,000 plus on the table by year's end for so many of us. You have to stop accepting this as the price of being an artist. Together, let's turn that fear into financial clarity. Before we dive in, I want to be crystal clear. I'm a financial educator, not a licensed financial advisor. The ideas we talk about here are for educational purposes, to help you build awareness and ask better questions. This isn't personalized financial advice, so please always consult with a qualified professional for your unique situation. Okay, let's get into it. That fear we just talked about, it doesn't come from nowhere. For most of us, it's rooted in a deep, internal conflict. It's the story we've been told our entire lives, the myth of the starving artist. We're taught, almost from day one, that there's a wall between art and commerce. On one side, you have the pure, sacred act of creation. On the other, the dirty, transactional world of money. We're led to believe you can't serve both. To focus on money is to somehow taint your creative soul. And this single belief is where the financial damage begins. When you see your work as sacred and the act of selling it as a necessary evil, you will always undervalue it. You start to feel guilty sending an invoice. You hesitate to ask for the rate you actually deserve because you feel like you're compromising your integrity. We tell ourselves, I'm not in it for the money, and we use that noble idea as a shield, but it's a shield that deflects our own prosperity. This isn't a business problem, it's an identity problem. We've been conditioned to believe that to be a real artist, we must be a little bit broke. But what if this entire conflict, this wall we've built between our creative spirit and our financial well-being, is based on a myth? What if the most revered creators throughout history understood a single, powerful principle about money that we've been conditioned to forget? That principle is breathtakingly simple. Yet it's the one we are most conditioned to ignore. It's the foundational law of any sustainable endeavor, from a neighborhood bakery to a Renaissance painter's studio. It's the principle of value exchange. And it states that money is not an enemy to be fought, but simply a neutral tool used to measure and transfer value between people. The transaction isn't dirty, it's an agreement. You have created something of immense value, a solution, an emotion, a new perspective, and in return, you receive a store of value, which we call money, to sustain yourself and your practice. This completely reframes the act of getting paid. It's not about selling out, it's about being replenished. Think of it as an ecosystem. When you pour your creative energy, your time, and your unique talent into a project, you are giving something real and tangible to a client or a customer. That invoice you send isn't a demand. It's a request to have that energy restored so you can continue to create. The money you receive is the water and sunlight that allows your creative practice to keep growing. Without it, the system withers. A fair exchange isn't a compromise of your artistic integrity. It's the very thing that protects it. It's what buys you the freedom to say no to the wrong projects, the time to develop your skills, and the mental space to do your deepest, most meaningful work without the crushing anxiety of next month's rent. When you internalize this, the shame around money begins to dissolve. You're no longer a humble artist begging for scraps from the world of commerce. You are a professional, a specialist, offering a valuable service and participating in a respectful, reciprocal exchange. You are not taking something from someone. You are completing a circuit of value that you initiated with your talent. To make this principle feel less like a business school lecture and more like an intuitive truth, let's reframe it using an analogy from a world we all understand as creators. Think about the editing process. Whether you're a writer facing a messy first draft, a filmmaker looking at hours of raw footage, or a musician listening back to a rough take, that first look can be brutal. It's a moment of pure vulnerability. You see every flaw, every awkward pause, every decision you wish you could take back, and our instinct is often to turn away, to put it off, because confronting the raw, unpolished reality of our work is uncomfortable. Now, Think about opening your banking app. It's the exact same feeling, isn't it? That same dread, that same fear of seeing the flaws, the overspending, the numbers that don't align with the vision you have for your life. But as a creator, you know that the magic isn't in the perfect first take. It's in the edit. You don't review your work to shame yourself. You do it to find the story. You look for the powerful moments to amplify and the distractions to cut. It is a compassionate, constructive act. Your financial life is no different. Looking at the numbers isn't about judgment. It's about creative direction. It's about finding the financial story and deciding how you want to shape the next scene. So if the process of review and refinement is the key to our best creative work, what does it take to stop seeing our finances as a final judgment and start seeing them as the raw material for the life we're trying to build? It takes one fundamental shift in how you see yourself. For years, we've been encouraged to identify as the artist, a title that, for many of us, has come to imply a certain passivity when it comes to the business side of our work. The artist creates, and then hopes the money part just works itself out. We wait to be chosen, to be paid, to be validated. The shift is from artist to creative professional. This isn't about abandoning your soul, it's about claiming your power. A creative professional understands that their business is also a creative project. They are the CEO of their own small studio. They don't just make the art. They build the sustainable vessel that carries their art into the world. They see financial health not as a compromise of their creative integrity, but as the ultimate protector of it. It's the foundation upon which your best work is built. This means you stop waiting for permission. You stop outsourcing your financial agency to clients, agents, or pure chance. You consciously take on the role of the director of your own career, making intentional choices not just about the work you create, but about the life that work is meant to support. So the shift is this. You move from being a passive creator who hopes for sustainability to a proactive professional who deliberately builds it. You are both the artist and the architect of your career. Once you truly embrace this dual identity, the fear begins to lose its grip, and a sense of control takes its place. Now let's bring this all together and outline the blueprint you can start using today. So the blueprint begins here, with this one powerful idea. Financial clarity isn't about becoming a different person. It's about claiming the power you already have. It's about trading the myth of the starving artist for the reality of the thriving professional. You do this by seeing your finances not as a report card on your worth, but as the raw material for your life's greatest project, a sustainable, fulfilling creative career. You are the architect. I'm curious, what's one belief about money you picked up as a creative that you're now ready to let go of? Share it down in the comments. Speaking it out loud is a powerful first step. And if you're ready to turn this new perspective into a practical plan, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to be building this blueprint piece by piece together.